the growth team at Citi is really about building the right thing through every single phase of the journey of your business or enterprise, right? So we think about envisioning what it could be. Growth can be there to help think through, okay, what is the runway that this thing could take, right? We think about validation and bootstrap. Growth there because of we need to consider how do we get those users, right? That early go to market that we talked about. Growth wants to be there through the building and through the scaling, because ultimately that's where we really start to want to see that hockey stick and we start adding the fuel to the fire. We get more volume, we get more experimentation, we get more learning, and then it just starts to speed up and we get more repetitions and revolutions on the machine. So I really think that is probably the bigger principle of making sure that we're building the right thing and being there. And I think the growth team does a really good job of representing the hats
Yes.
across the product people spectrum. I tend to wear more of the strategy entrepreneurial hat on the team, and we've got more designers and technical folks and project manager oriented folks that I think can speak to the other side of that
And it's,
metaphorical river and spectrum.
I feel like the growth team, building a product is not like 21st century GPS. It's like 18th century navigation, right? It's like, so
Yeah.
it's, if you're Lewis and Clark and
Hmm.
you're exploring the new world, like you run into all these new things and you're like, that we shouldn't go that way. We should go this way. Oh, we can't cross this river. We have to go down here. So
Yeah.
it's navigating without knowing, which path to take yet, right? So you're charting the path.
Yeah. And it's so much more focused on like what and where, like where do we need to go? What do we need to do? I think in today's world, the how is just
Yes.
so readily available. I want to build an app. There's a lot of places out there that you can stumble across that will
Mhm.
build an app for you. And that's fine. And that's great. And they're going to do a good job. But they're the asking the what and figuring out the where and the direction, I think is just so much more critical. And depending on the stage that you're at in your journey, there's value in asking those questions every step along the way. And I think while it seems aspirational and really nebulous, I think that's ultimately what the growth team is
Yes.
doing,
And
is
what's
helping
you
build the
said
right thing
interesting
along the
is,
way.
like, we have a lot of people that come to us and say, I want to build an app. And so one of the things we never do is we go, sure,
Hmm.
give us the instructions on exactly what you want us to build. We always say, well, why? What problem are you solving?
Yeah.
And we go down that train. And so what's interesting is the
Hmm.
end destination could be the same. Not that it absolutely will be an app, because we may discover something else is actually better. But the end result is solving the problem that you want to solve. Now the issue is like, do you want to build an app that people use? Do you want to build the right thing? Or do you want to build something that's, you
Right.
take $100,000, 150, $300,000 and throw it in the trash, and you go, I just spent all that money and no
Yeah.
one wants it.
That's
So
well, and you're not throwing in the trash. I mean, throwing in the trash
yes,
is probably the end result, but it's you're gambling. It's like, are you looking for the dope ahead of like releasing the next big Facebook? I don't even know if that's a cool thing to say anymore. The next TikTok, um, whatever the next big app is, it's rolling the dice. It's putting all the chips on red and
yes,
looking for a dopamine hit as opposed to being strategic and doing
yes,
something that's really
yes.
boring,
That's
which is
right.
running a
That's
business.
right. And I love, we've had this conversation internally. We don't, there's, if we build MVPs, we talk about MVPs, the term MVPs, but really, I mean, what we do at Citi is we build minimum viable companies. So it's
Yeah,
like we help understand from a business level,
yeah,
how are we solving that aspirin problem, and all the way through what is the solution and what are the business metrics behind it.